Okay, YouTube, I got another water conditioning system repair video, this time on your Stenner pump. Now, this is your chlorine or bleach or whatever you use injection pump into your system. And my head went bad. It's just basically what mine was doing was every revolution, this thing should pulse 3 times. And mine was only doing it 1 time, and it was a weak pulse. So I was watching the plastic as this is turning around, and it was actually, this whole case was deflecting. Instead of compressing the tube, it was just kind of pushing the plastic out of the way, which shouldn't do that. I guess probably sun got to it after, it's been on here for a long time. But basically I just figured I'd show you guys how to change this out yourself. It's really easy to do. You're going to have 6 screws in here, and actually on mine, because the whole thing was deflecting like that, it actually worked out 4 out of the 6 screws, and I only had 1 here, and this one was halfway out. So I went and got some new screws for the new one, which oddly enough doesn't come with screws for some reason, but it comes with a new tube. Got it off eBay for like 88 bucks. Not too bad. So basically, you pull this off, then you take your tube out of there, and basically somebody's using the water in the house. Basically what you do is you pull the top off, this one, and then you'll make sure it's lined up like this, and you'll just pull up on it, and as the machine, you might use your fingers to back it out once you get to there, and you just pop the other end out. And it's probably not going to come off easy. Mine didn't because it was so old. But basically I took a screwdriver and pried up in each one of these 3 holes until the whole thing itself split in half. And it's got 3 rollers. I took 2 of them off for a demonstration. And then once I got that off, I left the bottom half in there. And you see how this goes onto the motor itself. It's not screws, there's studs in there. And basically you just rotate it clockwise and it'll come off the studs. And then I just pried between the motor and the housing until I got the bottom half to come up off the shaft. And then after that, it was just reversed order, putting the new one back on, you know. Put your new one on, turn it counterclockwise. This will be all one piece. It'll slide right down over the shaft. And then after that is the fun part of putting the new tube in there, because they're, you know, they're pretty stiff. I figured I'd give you a demonstration how to do it. It can be tricky. If you've done it a few times, you can do it one way, which is, you know, you get this one in here, you get it started in this hole right here, and then like you take your hose or whatever and you just bump it, and the machine will actually pull it around. I don't recommend that unless you know what you're doing, because if you get your finger in there, man, it's gonna hurt. So let me put this down for just 1 second. Now if you're doing this by hand, you can turn it by sticking your fingers in the holes, and then you'll get to a point about right here, and you stick your fingers in the hole, turn it, and once you get to about right there on it, you're not going to be able to turn it with your finger anymore. And of course it's going to be on the machine like this. What I did was I took a flathead screwdriver and just pushed right here and got it around the rest of the way. It's hard to do with one hand, but once you get it around the rest of the way, this black piece will go down in there. And what I did was I took some pliers and grabbed right here and stretched it until I could make it get down in that slot. And that's how you put the tube in. And then after that, you know, you put your new cap on. And what I did was I tightened it crossways, you know. Started here, here, there, back to there, and then did one final go around just to make sure they were all snug. And then it's just a matter of hooking your lines back up, and that's it. Now, I purposely didn't change something on mine yet because I wanted to show you your output line. If you take this off and water's coming back through, it shouldn't do that. If it does that, you have a duckbill down in here, little rubber thing. Here's where the chemical injects, and it's underneath this one. You can take your line off, unscrew this one, and there'll be a little rubber, they call it a duckbill, it kind of looks like a duckbill, down in there. And it'll probably be chewed up because if you're using bleach, they only last about 6 months anyway. I buy those off the eBay too. But that's it. I'll show you what it looks like if you take it off and your duckbill's bad. That way just you're like, well, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know, can you see it? There we go. Mine's not really bad yet, but they do get worse than that. I'm gonna go ahead and replace mine, but it should not have any water coming back out at all. It was like $8-9 for a 2-pack, and you do that, man, it should be in tip-top shape. After you replace it, you should have a good strong pulse. Let it prime up for a second. That's about what it should be right there. See how that line is moving like a heartbeat every time it goes? Every time one of them rollers passes by, another pump. That's what it should be doing. So that's it. That's how you do that. I know you guys like my Rainsoft timer motor replacement, so I figured you'd probably like to know how to do this yourself too. Hope it helps you out, and have a good one.